If you're ready to drop the dusties and date wealthy men, then listen the hell up.
Welcome to episode 6 of attempting to find my husband in the wild, aka not on a dating app.
This is the summer that I find my husband, or at least try really hard to do so. I am in a great emotional and mental place, ready to find him.
Unfortunately for many women, they've missed their deadline. Men don't want marriage anymore.
Where do you find men? Honestly, this is a question that I see everywhere.
People want to tell you that you won't find a man with money or a quality man at a club, at a festival, or anything like that.
The gym at 6 a.m. is where the real CEOs are.
They keep looking for rich men, not realizing that they don't even qualify. What a shame. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
You guys are always asking me, where will I see rich men that would date me and spend money on me? Stick around and I'll tell you how you're going to actually meet rich men.
Sitting at a bar alone is not how you're going to meet a six-figure man. And if you want to know the best way, then keep watching.
It's Saturday in Dallas. This is episode 2 of Trying to Find Husbands in the Wild. We're in Knox right now. We just walked the trail and got a mama bowl. And now we're just walking around. Honestly, there's some guys walking around in Fiore shorts. Very hot on the trail also. But how do you really stop a guy who's running shirtless on the trail to say, hey, I think you're attractive? We've done the Are you single?
Healthy eye contact.
Come with me to go husband hunting on the Chicago lakefront. I've had a ton of people, boys and girls, commenting on my videos that we will not find our husbands in Chicago at a bar. So let's go try out walking up and down the lakefront, see if we run into anybody interesting.
The problem is when modern women say they're looking for a husband, especially when they're in their late 30s. They're doing so because they need help, not because they genuinely want to build a partnership or love someone for who they are. By that stage, many of them have spent their prime years partying or pursuing fleeting relationships, only to realize they don't have the stability or support they need. Now they're looking for someone to save them from financial struggles, emotional emptiness, or even the reality of aging alone. It's less about love and more about convenience. There wouldn't be a bunch of women hunting men to marry them if they were feminine women.
I am 24, almost 25 years old, and I have never been in a serious relationship, and the dating apps are not working for me. Because eventually I would like to be dating someone and get married, like obviously down the line, but like I need to start putting in some effort to get to that point. So I'm trying to force myself to go on more frequent outings by myself, just to like get myself in a situation where maybe I could organically meet someone. So that's what I'm doing today.
This one might get me into a lot of trouble, but if you as a woman think that saying, where are all the good men? Or good men are few and far between, good luck finding one. If you think that will help your cause, as if it brings you closer to finding a good man, it will actually do the exact opposite. Because when a good man hears a woman saying this, it only confirms to him that she is not so unlucky that she's never run across a good man. It's that she doesn't value the good men that she's run across. But here she is, playing victim, which really, really, really annoys him.
That's correct. Many women who scream, "Where are the good men?" have already had plenty of chances to secure that man, but chose to ignore him. They overlooked or dismissed him when he wasn't flashy enough, didn't have the status they craved, or didn't fit the bad boy image they were chasing. The only time they start asking for a good man is when reality hits them where it hurts, whether it's loneliness or the realization that their value in the dating market has declined. That's the only time modern women ask for good men.
This is a question for all my girlies in DC. Where are we meeting the men? Because it's not Hinge, it's not Tinder, and it's not Bumble. I just graduated from Wisconsin. I'm living in DC, post-grad, want to meet some guys. Where are we meeting them? Because I'm telling you right now, it's not Hinge. Oh, I just realized my tag's on. It's not Hinge. I need to find some guys to go on some dates with. Like, where are we meeting these guys, girls? Tell me.
If you're ready to drop the dusties and date wealthy men, then listen the hell up. If you're broke and you think this is gold digger behavior, then just keep scrolling, keep it moving. Number 1, go to the places that he is at now. This might be the most obvious one, but it cannot be understated how important it is. And when might I go to these places, you may ask? Now you want early evening, when he's finished work on a weekday. You don't want to be just going to the club on a Friday and Saturday. The kind of man that you want is not going to be there, I promise. Perhaps the most obvious is high-end restaurants, bars, hotels, bonus points if it's in a luxury high-rise apartment building. But have you ever thought about going for a hot girl walk in a wealthy neighborhood? Then joining a high-end gym can also be a good opportunity. But if you're anything like me and you get in a bit of a sweaty, messy state when you're working out, then maybe avoid that one. You could try more bougie supermarkets as well. I know a lot of finance bros shop at Waitrose on their lunch break. I do shop at M&S and it is kind of just full of pensioners, so miss that one out.
We have to understand that this husband hunting trend is all about finding men with money. These women aren't looking for compatibility. They're looking for financial security. They have a specific list of men they target. Men in finance, men who work in banks, doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, or anyone with a stable and lucrative career. It's all over TikTok, by the way. It's a calculated approach, driven by their need to secure a comfortable lifestyle after years of independence or poor financial decisions. They see these men as providers or even as a retirement plan rather than as partners. These women are desperately in survival mode.
This video is for the single girls in New York City. I have cracked the code. We are no longer doing dating apps. I deleted all my dating apps. I'm now, every Saturday morning, coming to Central Park, grabbing a coffee, grabbing my best friend, walking, and seeing all the hot guys that are training for the marathon.
Can someone tell me why guys just aren't trying anymore?
Well, sure, I can explain that. It's because a lot of women, or rather I should say, the loudest women out there, have actually demonstrated quite well that there's nothing worth trying for.
They can't even take us out for like a simple date. I keep seeing on the internet how everyone keeps getting treated.
Really? Everyone?
And I'm just like, we can't even get the bare minimum?
But what exactly constitutes the bare minimum? No one can seem to come to a consensus on that. So that is a large part of the problem. Some individuals think that $200 first dates are the bare minimum, while others are actually just satisfied with coffee. So some really have to make up their minds.
And it's really sad that it's like a universal kind of experience.
No, it's really not universal, because a lot of women are having absolutely no problem at all dating, while others seem to be having quite a time of it.
It's so easy to please us.
Really?
I would enjoy just someone visiting me at work and bringing me my favorite coffee. How hard is that?
See, that's not an unreasonable expectation, but there are those women out there who seem to want the moon, but couldn't even tell a person where in the solar system it is.
It's so bad out there, we don't care anymore, 'cause it's a waste of our time. And quite frankly, you women get annoying and are very immature emotionally. I've had 2 women laugh at me at the suggestion of a coffee date for it being too cheap, too informal, and I've just learned that I don't want a woman that can't sit and chat over coffee. Mental peace and good health are priceless. There are plenty of reasons why men don't try and take women on dates anymore, and it's not just about the fear of rejection. It's about the pattern of disrespect and manipulation they've experienced. There's the scenario where she takes advantage of him and uses him for a free meal, viewing the date as an opportunity for a night out rather than a chance to connect. Then there's the scenario where she has a roster of other men lined up, treating him like just another option to pass the time, with no intention of settling down or taking him seriously. Some women show up with unrealistic expectations, judging men not on their character but on their ability to impress or spend money. Others come to the date still hung up on past relationships, bringing emotional baggage and leaving men feeling like they're just a placeholder or a therapist. Men have come to the realization that trying is often just not worth it.
Where do you find men? Honestly, this is a question that I see everywhere across social media, in person, and all these Facebook groups I'm in. And I know a lot of people are feeling burned out by being on dating apps. And like, if you are, I totally get it. So it happens at the grocery store, at bars, at workout classes. Wherever you go, there's always people.
The gym at 6 a.m. is where the real CEOs are. Tired of dating apps? Your future millionaire is likely one squat rack away at your nearest high caliber gym. Here are 3 things you need to know for meeting him. All right, number 3, when to go. Well, successful people leave clues. High caliber men automate their routines for efficiency. So instead of evening workouts, which may be reserved for networking or client dinners, they hit that gym early. Your best bet? Weekday mornings around 6 a.m. when they're just starting their day.
Yeah, this is nonsense. High-caliber men aren't wasting their time entertaining women looking for a sugar daddy. These men are focused on their goals, whether it's their workouts, careers, businesses, or personal growth. They value their time and energy too much to get caught up in superficial games. They're not interested in women who only see them as a paycheck or a status symbol. Women who actually believe they have a chance with these men are often living in a fantasy, wanting to be lied to, so they can cling to the idea that these high-value men will choose them despite their clear ulterior motives. But the reality is, those men can see through the act. They can smell desperation from a mile away and know when a woman is targeting them for their money, lifestyle, or connections.
We are back and we are trying to find a man in the wild. Today, we are on the ferry. Where are we going? Horseshoe Bay. Horseshoe Bay in Vancouver, Canada. It doesn't appear that there are any available men on this ferry. However, it does seem like a very cute place for a date. It would be such a good, third date. So, I'd say, I'd give it a 4 out of 10, but it's just fun to ride in general.
They don't make men like they used to. I'm gonna say it loud and proud, because tell me why men these days, they don't want to do an oil change. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to do anything. If Google doesn't know, babe, they don't know. Tell me why my dad knows every single thing to do with his hands. I could ask my dad to literally build a bridge for me to get to the other side of the road. That man will do it within 1 hour. You ask a man this day and age, hey, can you tell me how to check my tire pressure? Yeah, let me Google that. What do you mean you have to Google it? Sick of having men that don't know how to literally use their hands.
First of all, there are plenty of men that know how to do these things. They're just either married or friend zoned by you because you want the guy in finance that comes from wealth, that makes over $200K a year, and that is also 6 feet tall. That guy can't fit under a car as easily, at least. And even if he could, why would he when he could just pay somebody to do it? Ladies, the fact is that if you want the man that can use his hands, then go for the man that dirties his hands.
We definitely keep getting sidelined, friend-zoned, or rejected. Those that can't do are paying for it to be done. Those that can do are overlooked by you. I like to keep my peace, and it ain't worth the hassle to do otherwise. All I heard in that first bit was, I can do nothing by myself, and it's someone else's problem. I believe she's looking in the wrong places because there are men out there who could do those things, like fix a car, change a tire, or handle other practical tasks. These women are just walking past those guys, often dismissing them because they don't fit the image or lifestyle they've built up in their minds. They're searching for a fantasy while ignoring the reality of good, hard-working men who are capable and willing to contribute in meaningful ways. But here's the double standard. What about the women who can't cook, clean, or even bake a cake? They just hire someone to do it, and nobody bats an eye as long as the task gets done right. Yet men are expected to know how to do everything themselves, fix things around the house, handle car troubles, and still be providers. If they don't, they're criticized or labeled as less than.
Ladies of Chicago, happy Thursday. Let's do an after hours husband hunting debrief. So it's currently Thursday at 9:30 p.m. and I found exactly where all the finance bros go out after work on Thursday nights. So I was at Boss Bar in River North and I saw every type of finance bro from the ages of 25 to 40 still in their suits looking super cute. They were definitely out at like work happy hours prior and wanted to go out with their friends afterwards. So that being said, ladies, if you're looking for a finance bro in Chicago, highly recommend getting to Boss Bar around 7 p.m. on a Thursday and waiting for all the finance bros to flood in.
This is the summer that I find my husband, or at least try really hard to do so. I'm going to have a lot of free time this summer. And like I said, I'm working on my summer glow up plan. I am in a great emotional and mental place and ready to find him. So if you know of any places, conferences, events, anything going on in kind of the Dallas, more Dallas than Fort Worth area this summer, comment, DM me, whatever, let me know because I am ready. I'm ready to get out there, mingle, try new activities, meet people. And if you know somebody who wants to maybe go on a first date, let me know.
There wouldn't be this much struggle for women to find men to marry if that was truly their goal. The truth is, marriage isn't always the priority for many modern women until it becomes a last resort. Now we see women storming into gyms, churches, professional networking events, and even social media in desperation, trying to find potential husbands. The irony is, they're the cause of their own struggle. For years, some of these women have prioritized careers, independence, over building meaningful connections. They've been sold the idea that they can have it all without compromise, only to find themselves facing the harsh reality that the men they now want may no longer be interested. As we all know, women have many choices in their prime, and when many of them choose to ignore those choices and continue playing the field, they find themselves regretting not acting on those many choices and opportunities later on.
Every single day, men leave their homes with no bag, no water bottle, no lip balm, no extra layer in case they get cold, or hand sanitizer or lotion, just keys and a wallet shoved in their pocket. I don't know, but it kind of sounds chaotic and reckless to me.
I just want you to know, when I do find my husband, eventually, okay, because it's gonna happen. Maybe he's at Afrotech, maybe not. But you know, okay, so the reason why I think he's at Afrotech is because I talked to a psychic a couple months ago, and she was saying that I would find my husband, or she didn't say husband, she said person, but I'm gonna find my husband through work, like at like a work event or something. And I'm like, well, I don't have work events, so it must be a conference. And I know my husband is Black, so it has to be Black conference, Afrotech. You see what I mean? So anyways, when I do find my husband, I'm gonna be so obnoxious. I'm gonna be like, you see what happens when you like wait and you're like intentional about dating. Meanwhile, y'all been watching me swipe on Tinder for the past 2 years. Anyways, do as I say, not as I do.
Lady, I think you need to go get your money back because you got scammed. This is crazy. This woman actually paid a psychic to tell her when she's going to meet her husband. What does that tell you? It shows just how desperate some women have become, to the point where they're willing to believe in anything or anyone that gives them hope. What's even more telling is the emotional vulnerability behind this behavior. It screams fear. Fear of being alone, fear of missing out, and fear of realizing that their approach to relationships might be flawed. Instead of using that fear as a catalyst for growth, they throw money at the problem and hope for a miracle. And by the way, she still haven't found that husband. Guess the psychic won.